Thank you, sir. Ben, faut connaître ton classique. Quand t'es à New York, le hot dog, c'est quand même un must. Fille, elle a son propre atelier de moto. On va parcourir un petit peu c'est quoi son parcours au niveau de la moto. Elle va nous en dire un peu plus sur c'est quoi faire de la moto à New York.
Je comprends, là, les films new-yorkais qu'on voit à la télé, le classique des gens qui sont en taxi puis que c'est les bouchons et finissent par en sortir et marcher ou courir jusqu'à leur rendez-vous pour pas être en retard, c'est pas un cliché.
C'est quoi les enjeux, le stationnement? Est-ce que c'est facile à en trouver? Est-ce qu'on laisse notre moto à risque si on la stationne dans la rue? Donc, vraiment, on va vous faire découvrir les enjeux des motocyclistes de New York et elle va nous amener pour une belle balade et nous faire connaître vraiment son quartier et les belles adresses de New York.
Hi.
Thank you so much for having us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to the shop.
So that's the crop top
Body shop.
body shop. That's the word I was looking for.
We just call it the crop shop for short.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys been open for?
Almost 3 years now. Yeah.
So you get people, they just stop by because they see you on the street, they see how freaking cool the motorcycle out here looks like, and then...
We get some of that. We have a lot of like friends of friends that either want to get into riding or they don't know anybody who rides. Also, the repair shops in New York they're either very, very busy or they're not very good. So there's a lot of people who want to work on their own bikes or learn how to work on their own bikes. And we can kind of work with them a little bit more.
And then, are you actually born and raised a New Yorker?
I'm born and I grew up upstate, but my family is based here in Queens, which is where I live. And
okay.
So it's all kind of home. Yeah, New York is home.
And you've been riding for, you would say, how many years?
Yeah, probably about like 16 years now.
16. Okay.
Yeah.
And yet you look so young.
I was just a kid when I started, and that was something that give me like a purpose at that point in my life, and that's kind of lasted this whole time. Everything else in my life has changed, but riding has always kind of been there.
Faut être patient, faut être à l'aise, je vous dirais, faut savoir son klaxon il est où, parce que sans vouloir être agressif, c'est d'aviser les autres qu'on est là. Les gens changent de voie sans vraiment faire aucun angle mort. C'est chacun pour soi ici, c'est la loi de la jungle.
I have so many questions about riding in New York City. It's actually my first time. I mean, I've been in New York quite a few times. Today, my first time riding a motorcycle. What's your take on it? What's the downside to riding here?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely not a lot of riding where you can just cruise, you know, where you would ideally anywhere else. But we do a lot of commuting here. So most people ride commuting, number one. And then we usually have little group rides where we'll go outside of the city if we want to have like a longer cruising type of ride.
To me, it's something that, I don't know, it's like my antidepressant.
Yeah.
I need this in my life so bad.
Yeah.
Another thing I found really similar in Montreal are the freaking parking signs. How about New York?
It's pretty wild here. You just kind of, when you find a space, like you hold on to it with your dear life, like for dear life. So it's kind of silly, like people... Especially people with cars, they'll park their car and they won't use their car if they have a space. So it's kind of this weird game that everyone plays here.
Where do you park your bike when you're at home?
I park my bike out in front of my apartment, but I have to chain it up. I have a tracker on my bike. But if it's out and it's exposed, there's always a risk in New York, even if it's locked up, even if it's chained to something.
Let's say you have to run an errand. You have to make it to like Central Park, that area. Would you hop on the metro? Would you ride your bike there? What would you do?
If I was going to go to Manhattan and it was like a weekday, I would probably take the train. That way you just don't have to worry about it. Sometimes it's easier to get back and forth.
C'est pas la Californie. La Californie, Ça va bien se faufiler. Les gens font attention, mais ici, c'est pas le cas du tout. Donc, gardez votre voix. Puis, je pense qu'il faut prendre son mal à patience.
I cannot get over this view here.
I found this place just completely on accident years ago. And that's kind of how like all the best spots are, is like you just sort of stumble across them or somebody tells you about an event that's going on somewhere.
Tell me about your bike.
Well, this is a bike. It was originally going to be just a project. And so it was not in good shape when I got it. But yeah, it's an 84 Honda Sabre. It's a V4. And I've never had a V4 before, but it's really nice. It rides really smooth and excellent. I've done a few little upgrades. It's got a lot of LED, like modernization and stuff like that. But overall, I just tried to keep it nice and clean design and retro.
That's what I like about it,
Yeah.
too, honestly.
Because it's all about style, so yeah. I feel like it's a pretty stylish bike.
I think we share this passion about like freaking like having something distinctive, and like freaking vintage is awesome.
Yeah.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for the view, for the company, for taking me along for this ride, for introducing me to your world, to your shop. Thank you so much, really.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Very grateful.
Yeah, absolutely.